we do realize Kanye has been acting out all week because he's envious of Kendrick's moment, right?
Alright, so if you didn't know, Ye went on a wild Twitter rant, like he usually does. But this one was a little bit different. This time, he decides to empty the clip. He decides to insult everyone, and I mean everyone.
So, a few people have been asking me, like, what did you think of the Kendrick halftime show? And I really loved the show. It was my favorite halftime show since, like, a Michael Jackson era.
So Kanye West is back in the headlines, and this time it's wilder than ever. He's been stirring up trouble for a week now. From his shocking Grammy red carpet moment with Bianca to his controversial social media meltdown. Now most fans believe that it was simply another one of Ye's public meltdowns. But according to Charlemagne Thaw God, there's a deeper reason behind Kanye's latest antics. Jealousy. According to him, Ye's feeling a little left behind, with Kendrick Lamar dominating the Grammys and Super Bowl stage. Now Charlemagne might have spitting facts, but Ye didn't appreciate that one bit. He's straight up threatening the radio host for exposing him, and it's not looking pretty. Just what happened? Is this just another one of Ye's publicity stunts, or is he really struggling with Kendrick's success? And how is he going to make Charlemagne pay? Let's find out.
It's totally embarrassing for both Kanye and Kanye fans, and even just anybody who has to observe him acting this way.
So Kanye's been making the headlines ever since the Grammys. He turned up on the red carpet apparently at the last minute along with his wife, and he made sure that he left everyone talking. The rapper had Bianca drop her black feather coat in front of photographers to reveal a completely sheer mini dress, leaving the internet with a lot to talk about.
I watched the Kanye Bianca Sensori video, and yes, it was shocking. That was its intention. He wanted her to sort of be his muse, and it seems like she wants it because she's always out naked and always out wearing something sheer. Just the extra layer off is no different to me than walking through an airport in a completely sheer bodysuit. To me, they're both nude. And Julia Fox, remember, had a career glow up after dating Kanye for 5 minutes and him pushing her out to wear what he thought she should wear and sort of, you know, doing what he did to Kim Kardashian. It's just more scantily clad / no clothing.
And while after leaving everyone gagged, Kanye got into the car with his wife and left. No, he was not kicked out. During an interview with People, Raj Kapoor, the Grammy's executive producer, revealed that Kanye was simply there for the red carpet. However, he did not have a seat reserved for him inside. From what I understand, they were there for the red carpet because West was nominated this year for Best Rap Song for Carnival from his Vultures One album. I'm not sure if he was at Pre-Tel, a special pre-telecast presentation where most of the awards were handed out, which is at the Peacock Theater before the main show, but that award was definitely in Pre-Tel. And if they were invited guests, because we would know everybody who's seated at the VIP tables that we have in front. We know each person who's coming because every table is numbered. And so our director has to know where those artists are for award categories. They didn't have a nomination on the show, and Kanye wasn't presenting. He was not performing either, which is mostly what those seats are. That said, if Kanye's plan was to get the internet talking, he succeeded. The internet had a lot of opinions about his stunt. One person commented, "So what was Kanye so upset about before Kim's half-naked outfits? Lowell, such a hypocrite. And he calls himself a Christian. He is quite the opposite." Meanwhile, another person wrote, "You can see how uncomfortable she is. She shakes her head twice and clutches the coat. He's twisted, and she's caught in a very situation. She has no light in her eyes. He has daughters. Is he, or has he ever thought about them?" Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like Kanye sees anything wrong with the situation despite the massive backlash. He took to his IG stories to boast about his Grammy stunt, writing, "We beat the Grammys." He also shared a screenshot of search terms with 5 million plus searches for his wife's name, matching the search for Grammy Winners 2025. In another story, he posted of Bianca along with the caption, "The most Googled person on earth wearing YZY women's." But if you think that's where the madness ended, well, you're dead wrong. The Grammy stunt was only the beginning for Kanye. He then jumped on X and made a series of anti-Semitic, misogynistic, and racist remarks.
Alright, so if you didn't know, Ye went on a wild Twitter rant, like he usually does. But this one was a little bit different. This time, he decides to empty the clip. He decides to insult everyone, and I mean everyone. People didn't like it. He then makes a strange Super Bowl commercial, tells people to go to a website, people go to the website, and it's racist memorabilia stuff, which prompted Shopify to take down the website and its talent agency to drop him. But let's go back to his wild Twitter rant. And if you didn't see his tweets, good. Trust me, you are not missing out on anything. But let me just put it to you like this. He goes as far as to say free Diddy. Like, he's just trying to get people mad at this point.
Someone needs to take away Kanye's phone because he's on a Twitter rant and he's saying the craziest things. I don't even know where to start, but he's telling people that we should free Diddy. Took it a step further. I guess selling merch that they both collabed on before they locked him up and they're splitting the profits. Also tweeted that he was a what rhymes with Popsy. And he kept going on about this. He said, call me Yaldolf Yitler and you're still one step. Also said that Yitler was so fresh and that we should normalize talking about him. He also said that he is never apologizing for his Jewish comments. I was like, it can't get worse than this. Well, he also called slavery a choice, which he said in the past. And he's just tweeting like every 5 seconds. He said, anyone that called my wife's Grammy look a stunt is dumb and lame. He said that she's been dressing like this for 2 years. Every single girl on the planet wished they had her bravery, body, platform, and access to money and a husband that supports their personal expression. I don't believe in censorship at all. That's like a core value I have. But in moments like this, I'm like, well, maybe it isn't a bad idea for some people.
And this went on for 3 days before Elon Musk finally decided to deactivate his account. As for Kanye's last tweet before logging out, he wrote, Elon stopped following me, so I don't know how much longer I'll be on Twitter, X. If I'm deleted, go to. Putting the link to his official merchandise page. He also wrote, I'm logging out of Twitter. I appreciate Elon for allowing me to vent. It has been very cathartic to use the world as a sounding board. It was like an ayahuasca trip. Love all of you who gave me your energy and attention. Till we connect again. Good afternoon and good night. Now, most people thought that Kanye was only acting out because he was having a manic episode. However, the rapper sat down for an interview with Justin LeBoy on the Download podcast and revealed that he was misdiagnosed with bipolar disorder when he had actually had autism. According to him, I went to this doctor. My wife took me to do that because she said, something about your personality doesn't feel like it's bipolar. I've seen bipolar before. And I've come to find that it's really a case of autism that I have. He said that the diagnosis has helped him better understand himself. Autism takes you to a Rain Man thing. When people tell you to not do it, you just get on that one point. And that's my problem. When fans tell me to do my album a certain way, I'll do it the opposite way. However, fans believe that the autism diagnosis was just another one of Kanye's publicity stunts. One person commented, these men need to stop hiding behind autism and using it to excuse their sociopathic behavior. Meanwhile, another person wrote, this is messed up because he is saying autism makes him do all the stunts he's doing. If I had autism, I would be offended. Autism doesn't make you make your colleagues watch S-tapes of you for inspo. Stop it. Safe to say, the internet is tired of Ye's antics. They think it's unnecessary and a desperate cry for attention. However, Charlemagne has a different take on the matter. According to the radio host, the only reason Kanye's taking these extreme measures for attention is because he's straight up jealous of Kendrick, soaking up the spotlight. Dots had a great last couple of days. He wiped the floor at the Grammys, taking home 5 awards, and he made history at the Super Bowl. At the end of the day, Kanye wants all that for himself. Seems like Charlemagne was right on the money with this, because Kanye did mention Kendrick during his X-Crash out. He wrote, Monty Lipman, Lucian Grange, Universal Music, and the Vivendi Corporation used Kendrick to make an example of Drake, then had the Grammys singing the A minor line. If Drake was taken to trial for PDF claims, they would play that song in the courtroom, and everyone that ever danced to Drake would get their popcorn and watch another black idol be thrown in jail. Bill Cosby, R. Kelly, Thug, Puff, who's next on the hit list? Who's the next to have an example made off? And that's not all. After the Grammys, Kanye said a few words about Dot at an after party.
You know what I'm saying? This shit love, and I appreciate all y'all, man. So many years, man, decades of this shit. Y'all still pulling up the Grammy party, you know what I'm saying? Shout out Gemini season. Y'all show some love to Kendrick Lamar tonight for winning that shit. Make some motherfucking noise.
He also made sure to praise Dot for his Super Bowl performance.
So, a few people have been asking me, like, what did you think of the Kendrick halftime show? And I really loved the show. It was my favorite halftime show since like a Michael Jackson era, which I kind of just barely remember. I just be seeing clips of it. And it was super simple. The flag was fresh when they did Be Humble, the way that people's heads was moving. I was just like shook. This is like super fresh, right? The man's voice control, all that. And you know, of course, they built up the controversy on whether he's gonna do the record. And then at the end, I saw people saying like this is the worst halftime show. And I'm just like, y'all, everybody I know that I talked to in real life said this is the best halftime show. And so this is my point right here. When I say One man's in jail, one superstar, one black superstar is in jail. The next black superstar is on stage. They take one rapper to take another rapper down. You gotta remember, watch this. It's like Drake was almost like the new generation R. Kelly. The way R. Kelly had the radio and the smash and all that type of stuff. And then the idea that was put out in the Kendrick song is what R. Kelly is actually locked up.
And honestly, fans did not expect that since Kanye tweeted this. Let me start by saying, I have bleeped women before. Drake said Kendrick hit his girl, but that is not recorded on tape like the Puff video. I am in LA right now at the Four Seasons. I am risking my life to tweet this, so walk with me. Drake says Kendrick hit his queen. The world sees Puff hit Cassie. Kendrick is at the Super Bowl. Puff is in jail. They pick which N-words they want to prop up and who they want to put down and when they want to. But all celebrities are scared and selfish. We sit in our mansions, get extorted by our so-called family, friends, and... To be fair, Kanye does seem a little obsessed with Dot. Remember how he tried to insert himself into the Drake versus Kendrick beef? He released a remix to Like That featuring Future and Metro Boomin. Ye took shots at both Drake and J. Cole, adding to his long-standing feud with Drake.
And Drake have had a long-standing beef and battle for years.
Yeah.
Now Drake is at odds with another Gemini, Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah.
Who do you think won that rap battle?
Well, one thing is like with Kendrick, I was like, man, why you killed my nemesis? Where's the movies if it ain't no Drake?
Yeah.
For me, it's like, or at least took him down for a little bit. You know, in superhero films, like maybe it's like one of the characters, Wolverine or something, just goes away for a couple films and stuff. I'm like, damn, man, it's like, it was really challenging for me to make Father Stretch My Hands and different things. And man, got work, you know, like top 5 song ever created in life. You know, I'm like, you know, redoing the drums, bringing Metro on. And,
so Kendrick killed Drake. He's dead.
Yeah, for now.
He may seem like a Dot fan in this video, but don't be fooled, he's about competition. He was nominated for Best Rap Song at this year's Grammys for his 2024 song Carnival. However, he ended up losing to Kendrick, who also won Song of the Year and Record of the Year for Not Like Us. And well knowing how hard he's been trying for a comeback, he's most definitely struggling with the loss. And fans seem to agree as well. One person wrote, "He always acts this way when he isn't the hottest thing in rap. The man is an egomaniac." Meanwhile, another person wrote, "He ain't lying. He did the same thing during the battle. Dude doesn't miss an appointment to steal this shine." People fall for it too. However, some folks think that Ye might just be trying to create hype for his new music drop.
He just is trying to drum up interest in his forthcoming album cycle. It's all bad. There's no reason or justification for any of this. I mean, it's gotten so awful that previous collaborators like JPEG Mafia have had to tweet in order to distance himself from it.
In fact, he dropped his track Beauty and the Beast during Kendrick's Super Bowl performance. Unfortunately for Kanye, he might need to try harder to steal Dot's spotlight because people just don't care at this point.
Just see, Ye had a problem. People just didn't care. Like, the wild tweets just didn't hit the same for most folks. And that is a bigger problem for Ye than you could probably imagine. Because this is his marketing strategy. He needs people to care. He needs his name to be on the news so he could then drop an album or drop some merch. And guys, this goes back. I said the same thing last year during Kanye's rant when he dropped an album.
That said, some people think this has nothing to do with Ye releasing a new album and is instead all about the rapper being jealous. At first, I thought Kanye's antics were solely to drum up interest for his upcoming album, but then I read that the album won't be released until June, so it seems a bit early for stunts. It makes more sense that he's trying to take attention away from Kendrick's big moment because, like Charlemagne said, he wishes it were him. And so at the end of the day, Kanye needs to think of a different strategy to steal Dot's spotlight. That said, some folks are genuinely worried for Ye and think he needs to get proper help. Kanye obviously has multiple mental health disorders, but him choosing to point out the autism in specific just shows how he excuses the others on purpose, despite what has been said about his mental health in the past. This brings me to another point. It's almost like Kanye's mental health battles have because some sort of popular stigma in the media, which is beyond disturbing considering that the man is obviously been disturbed since the passing of his mother, and honestly, it's time for society to move on from Kanye. But what do you think? Is Kanye really jealous of Kendrick, or is this just another one of his episodes? Let us know what you think in the comment section below and make sure to check out this next video.